In the world of Formula One, Mick Schumacher has a hefty name on his shoulders. Mick Schumacher's name conjures up images of victory, and he is currently far from it. The boss of the Haas Formula One team agrees with the assertion. Guenther Steiner also believes that the Germans have not made any progress this winter. Hello Formula One lover, welcome again. In this video, we are going to reveal Guenther Steiner has just given Mick Schumacher his first warning. So tune in to find out more. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video and hit the notification bell icon to get access on the newest F1 news. With that being said, let's begin. Mick's F1 career is already in its second year, and he's noticed a rise in competition inside the squad. The boss, Steiner, wants Mick to score points with a better Haas challenger for the 2022 season. Because Mick's teammate, Magnussen, started the season within points, he expects this to happen shortly. Magnussen demonstrated the car's potential, which both drivers must take advantage of. The Danish driver was one of the few whose career was nearly derailed by a terrible vehicle. Take, for example, the troubled McLaren of 2014. That season signaled the start of McLaren's fall from grace. To Magnussen's credit, he and teammate Jenson Button did finish on the podium in the first race. McLaren, on the other hand, has never won a race since. In 2016, he joined Renault, and a year later, Haas. He'll be in his third year with the American team. It raises questions about whether the German will still be on the grid in 2023 as one of only two drivers yet to score a point, but without a doubt in the better of the 2-point-less vehicles. While he still has time to secure a third season at Haas, he has already completed 8 races. Last season, Michael Schumacher's kid made his Formula One debut, and it was a feel-good story in the midst of a world gone insane. He deserved his spot on the grid without a doubt, having won the 2020 Formula 2 Championship to go along with his 2018 Formula 3 European Championship. Both championships took him 2 years to win, but no one expected a similar performance when he joined back-of-the-grid Haas in Formula 1. In his second season, there would be no championship celebrations. But forget about titles, Schumacher has yet to score a point. He broke into the top 10 last time out in Miami, setting one of F1's most dreaded records, the most race starts without scoring a single point. Schumacher is now tied with Ricardo Rosset on the list after competing in his 26th race and crashing when in a point-scoring position, 70-30 on his shoulders. The fact that he still has a long way to go to equal Luca Badoer's record of 50 is a little consolation, but will he even be in F1 for another 24 races to see if he does? Perhaps not if he keeps climbing that ladder. Schumacher was always going to be Haas' golden boy after partnering the abrasive Nikita Mazepin last season. His cause was aided by the fact that he worked at a faster pace than his father and is an all-around nice guy. But then Haas switched drivers, removing Mazepin and bringing back Kevin Magnussen, who finished 5th in his first Grand Prix in 14 months. While Magnussen has 2 P9s, Schumacher is yet to make an appearance, and one could argue that he is solely responsible for missing out on a top 10 finish in Miami when he collided with Sebastian Vettel. Even if he had stayed behind Vettel, he would have scored a point, but the pressure seemed to get to him, and after losing a place to the Aston Martin, he lost his cool and attempted an ill-judged pass, resulting in the two colliding. Guenther Steiner, his team's manager, was furious, claiming that Haas wasn't leaving Miami with nothing, but with broken parts. While his teammate is demonstrating not only speed but also a strong head on his shoulders, Schumacher's appearance in Miami has been interpreted as a hint that he is feeling the pressure of competing against a faster teammate. It was yet another blunder in 2022, which has included a crash in qualifying in Jeddah and 2 mishaps in the first laps at Imola. Schumacher isn't even the score by bringing in points at a time when accidents are eating into the team's budget cap. Schumacher has been advised by Steiner to start scoring points, with the Italian claiming that Schumacher did not make a huge jump in the winter for a driver who generally makes a leap forward in his second season. His driver, he continues, must seize opportunities to score points. I always remind him that the air becomes thinner higher up, that it gets harder the further you go in the field. Steiner continued to Speed Week, because we want him to score points too. Because Formula One has so many talented drivers and teams, scoring points is difficult. Of course, we are still hoping for a quick resolution. Schumacher still has some time on his side, as Haas usually doesn't start planning their lineup until after the summer break, and there are 8 races left before the season ends. His mission is straightforward: earn points, and all worries and concerns will fade away. The happy ending will be maintained, and Schumacher's ambition of racing for Ferrari will be rekindled. However, the Scuderia has confirmed that Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz will remain in the team until the end of 2024. But first, he has to cling on to his Haas race spot. Kevin Magnussen retired shortly after an engine failure, ending a miserable weekend for the American squad. Mick Schumacher slammed the barrier hard after spinning out of the swimming pool chicane. By the way, Mick, we're delighted you're fine. With Mick, we saw what occurred, Guenther Steiner said, angry. Another massive crash isn't particularly rewarding. We need to find out what we're going to do next. Schumacher's earlier collision in Jeddah cost Haas about $1 million to fix, and this one will undoubtedly stretch the budget even further. Schumacher stated in an interview with F1 TV that he caused the incident by running 10 millimeters off the line. That's roughly the length of a crayon, in case you were wondering. In his second significant accident of the season, the Haas driver, 23, crashed out after losing control of his car at the fast turn 14. He smashed into the barriers, severing the automobile and causing the red flag to be raised. It comes only a few months after Schumacher was involved in a car accident during qualifying for the Saudi Grand Prix. Christian Danner, a former Formula One driver, has cautioned Schumacher that if he cannot complete a race weekend without colliding, team boss Guenther Steiner may lose faith in him. He can keep up in terms of speed, he told Sport 1, but the incidents can't continue like this. He's creating millions of dollars in harm, money that could be better spent by a team like Haas. Mick Schumacher of Haas was engaged in a major crash against the barrier at the Monaco Grand Prix, forcing his vehicle to break in half. The safety vehicle was dispatched after the incident at the swimming pool chicane, and he escaped unscathed but was checked over by the medical staff on site. The red flag was hoisted as stewards rushed to clean the debris off the circuit. Before Schumacher slammed the barriers, his teammate Kevin Magnussen was pulled out of the race as well. Just before Schumacher was forced to retire, Magnussen lost water pressure. Schumacher, still looking for his maiden F1 World Championship point, crashed at the swimming pool part of the Monaco Grand Prix, bringing out the red flags. He lost control of the car and speared into the barrier after going offline by 10 centimeters, before the impact of the crash drove him across the track and split his car in half on the exit. He was unharmed, but Haas' budget was not so lucky. Given that Guenther Steiner believed that Schumacher's collision in Jeddah cost the team $1 million, the identical debris field in Monaco is likely to cost the same, and the team chief isn't happy. According to Saward's most recent blog, Schumacher's major crashes are wearing thin for Haas, and there is discussion that it would probably prefer a different driver next year, although Ferrari does have a voice in the issue. When it comes to one side of Haas line, Ferrari has the last decision, with Schumacher being a Scuderia-backed driver. If they agree that the German's time is up, despite the fact that he has yet to score a point in his career after 28 races, the Ferrari Academy's options are limited, with the team having no juniors in Formula 2. The 23-year-old is expected to take over from Sebastian Vettel if the German decides to retire from Formula 1. The rumor in Monaco is that Mick's representatives are now looking at alternative choices for the future, and that Aston Martin could be a good fit for him because he's German, younger, and less hairy than Sebastian Vettel, and he's not too quick for Lance, Saward says. So what do you think of this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Having said that, as we have come to the end of this video, let us thank you all for staying with us until the end. If you found the video interesting, go ahead and hit the like button, and most importantly, if you want to stay updated on every single topic related to F1, you should consider subscribing to the channel and pressing the bell icon. See you in the next one. Until then. Peace. And have a wonderful day.